think about when you're born into it. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buy. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn.
It's Monday. You know what that means. It is time for this week's Raw Preview. This is the Wrestling with Fans podcast. Pro wrestling podcast created by fans for fans from a fan's perspective. My name is Kyle. Today is February 22nd, 2021. And it is the post-Elimination Chamber edition of WWE Raw. We've got a brand new WWE Champion. We are on the road to WrestleMania. And they actually have some stuff sent out in the preview this week. Not a lot. Once again, three things in the WWE Raw preview this week, which seems to be the norm. But before we dive into that, don't forget the live streaming schedule, guys. Mondays, 7:30 to 8 p.m. Eastern for our WWE Raw preview. Then on Tuesdays from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern, it is a live recording of the Wrestling with Fans podcast. Wednesdays, 7:30 to 8, it's the AEW Dynamite and NXT preview. The Wednesday night were the best night in professional wrestling. Take a night off on Thursday, come back on Friday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. Eastern, leading right in to SmackDown on Fox. Also, don't forget Facebook.com/Wrestling with Fans. Hawk smash that like button to keep up to date with everything we do here on the podcast. If you're already on here watching, you know we're on YouTube, youtube.com. Search Wrestling with Fans podcast. Click the blue logo, then click that subscribe button. You can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Wrestling with Fans. Find us on Instagram at Wrestling with Fans. I like to post some cool fig hunt stuff, some fig photography, all kinds of cool stuff. I'm trying to use Instagram more for the podcast. It's a lot of fun. And finally, you can listen to the show at any time. Just search Wrestling with Fans podcast wherever you get your podcast fix. And I actually need to update this graphic for the website. It's wrestlingwithfans.com. Head over there and check it out. New merch is in the store. The hashtag MyWhole t-shirt is available on the Wrestling with Fans podcast shop. You can get our blue logo and you can get our Married with Children inspired logo as well. Just go to wrestlingwithfans.com/shop. So let's talk Raw. We are about to get the new WWE Champion. Which is right here. It is The Miz. He is your new WWE Champion, guys. He cashed in Money in the Bank last night after a hellacious Elimination Chamber match. We've also got a brand new United States Champion, bro. It's not the current USO. This is the only one I've got. I'm still waiting to find a figure that's got the current WWE or US Championship. What is up, DJ? Oh, and there goes everything falling over. Poor Hillbilly Jim. DJ says, so Drew and Miz at Mania. I'm going to talk about that. And I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they are setting up something a little different for WrestleMania this year. I'll touch on that here shortly. So, the WWE email that I got, again, lists 3 things for its Raw preview. If you go to the official WWE website, there is only one thing listed. And we are getting a special WWE Championship celebration on a special episode of Miz TV tonight on Raw. Also, according to the email that I got, we're going to see Charlotte Flair and Asuka take on the team of Nia Jax and her whole and Shayna Baszler, the women's tag team champions. No word on whether this is in a title shot or what. It just says that they're going to have a match. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is where Charlotte turns on Asuka and they set up Charlotte Asuka at WrestleMania because Charlotte has kind of been Asuka has kind of been an afterthought for the last 6 months. We are also going to get United States Champion, the new one, the original bro, Matt Riddle, taking on the Shaman of Sexy, John Morrison. Then on Raw Talk after Raw tonight, you're going to see AJ, Asuka, and Matt Riddle. Hang on one second, guys. I'm going to go and play a video real quick. Be back in just a minute.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling with Fans YouTube channel. Today we've got...
All right, sorry about that, guys. I had a phone call. I needed to take that real quick to say, hey, I got to call back. I apologize. But, DJ, to kind of answer your question here. So, Drew and Miz at Mania? Hopefully not. My take on it is that we're going to see The Miz. I could see it playing one of 2 ways. And Fastlane's going to play into this. Fastlane comes up in March. It'll be the first WWE pay-per-view on the Peacock Network. I could see it playing out one of 2 ways. The first scenario is that The Miz made a deal. You saw Miz and MVP talking backstage last night at Elimination Chamber. So The Miz obviously made some kind of deal with the Hurt Business. What I think it means is that Bobby Lashley will get a title shot against The Miz, whether that be tonight, maybe at Fastlane, maybe next week. I could see Bobby Lashley getting a title shot. They needed to get the U.S. title off of Lashley, so that's why they had the triple threat match last night, which we'll talk about a little bit more here in a little bit. Lashley will beat The Miz, and then Drew McIntyre will challenge Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre finally gets his WrestleMania moment, winning the title in front of a crowd at WrestleMania this year. That's scenario 1. Scenario 2, I think The Miz faces John Morrison. Or excuse me, not John Morrison, excuse me. The Miz faces Drew McIntyre. Drew beats The Miz, regains the WWE Championship, and then beats Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. Either way, I think The Miz is a temporary transitional champion. I talked about this back in the fall when Randy Orton beat Drew McIntyre to capture the WWE Championship, that I thought that was a way to transition the belt eventually to Edge. But that ended up not being the case. They ended up putting the belt right back on Drew McIntyre. But I think The Miz here, they needed to get the briefcase off of him. They needed to set up something for WrestleMania in April. We still have Fastlane. I think it is, let me look at the calendar. March 14th, I think, is Fastlane. Let me look that up. Fastlane, no, sorry, March 21st. So you have Fastlane coming up March 21st. And then it's only 3 weeks from there. So we had a pay-per-view last night on the 21st here. You got a full month till Fastlane. And then 1, 2, 3 weeks after that for WrestleMania. So then a quick turnaround from Fastlane to WrestleMania. He says, I don't want it on Drew anymore. I think Drew's the guy. I mean, I love to see Lashley as champion. I think Bobby Lashley is a guy who would make a great champion. He'd make a great heel champion. Having the Hurt Business surrounding him with MVP as kind of his mouthpiece. Cedric and Shelton as his little lackeys. But I don't know, other than Lashley, I don't see anybody else on the Raw brand who could carry the WWE Championship into a match at Mania. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love The Miz, but I don't see this be a long-term thing. He's a good champion, I just don't like him. Yeah, I was kind of hesitant on Drew, but he's kind of won me over in the last year. I was super happy to see him back when he first showed up in NXT like 3 years ago after returning to the company. I was not a fan of him initially with The Chosen One. I love the whole 3MB thing. I'm a big 3-man band, Mark. Love those guys. They were hilarious. Randy again. I hope it's not Randy Orton again. I think Randy Orton and The Fiend are on a collision course for WrestleMania. A lot of people were surprised that we did not get The Fiend last night. They kind of pinned Randy early in the match. I think he was the first one eliminated from the match, which is a bit weird. Why is this? Hold on. This is what I want here. There we go. I believe he was the first one eliminated last night. Yes, Randy Orton was the first one eliminated. Pretty early on, only 9 minutes in. But I'd be curious to see. I think we'll get a lot tonight as far as the direction that they're going to go, at least for Fastlane, and probably setting something up for WrestleMania. I think that something with Drew McIntyre, something with Bobby Lashley, something involving The Miz, and we'll set something up. A couple notes, I guess, from Elimination Chamber, at least for the Raw side. I don't want to talk too much about the SmackDown base matches. But I think WWE missed a couple big opportunities, especially during the WWE Championship Chamber match. And that's Mustafa Ali and Kofi Kingston. Now, if you go back 2 years ago, Mustafa Ali was set to be in the Elimination Chamber. I don't remember if he was injured or he was pulled, but Kofi ended up taking his spot. Kofi won the Elimination Chamber, which led to, Kofi Mania winning the title at WrestleMania 35. And in the last few weeks, Mustafa Ali has actually referenced that in promos, talking about how he still doesn't forgive Kofi for taking his spot. Not liver spot, not a spot like your dog spot, not anybody's spot, but my spot. All you old school guys know that Four Horsemen parody reference from Kevin Nash. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But I was fully expecting Ali and other members of Retribution to get involved during the Chamber last night, costing Kofi, the match or leading to his elimination. They did not get involved. I'm guessing that we're going to see a Kofi versus Ali match at Fastlane. Maybe, I don't know if that's a WrestleMania worthy match, but they've got 2 nights to fill. And let's look here. Let's see something. Because I don't remember exactly what all they had. Let's look at WrestleMania 36. WrestleMania 36 was a 2-night event. This year's WrestleMania is a 2-night event. So there were, let's see, night 1 had 1 pre-show match and 8 matches on the pay-per-view. Night 2 had 1 pre-show match, 8 matches on the pay-per-view, and then the Drew McIntyre Big Show match that they recorded after WrestleMania that aired the following night on Raw. So you figure they're going to be looking for 18 matches. 18 matches for 2 nights on WrestleMania. That is a lot of stuff to get done, and we are less than 2 months away. I think it's 7 weeks until WrestleMania. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5, almost 8 weeks to WrestleMania. And you figure 18 to 20 matches they're going to have booked. For the Raw side, you're going to have a WWE Championship match. Like I said, I'm predicting it's going to be Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. Which guy is the champion going into WrestleMania? We'll find out over the next couple weeks, and I'm sure Fastlane will have a big part in that. You'll have tag title matches, the U.S. title match. I'm hoping. Now, this is all dependent on Keith Lee, because last night on the pre-show, Keith Lee was pulled from the triple threat match due to an injury. They ended up having a fatal 4-way between John Morrison, Elias, Mustafa Ali, and Ricochet. Morrison went on to win that match and go on and compete in the triple threat. He actually took the pinfall because Bobby Lashley's not going to take a pinfall. The most protected man in all of WWE. So like I said, we're going to get Morrison versus Matt Riddle tonight. I'm guessing it's going to be a title shot. You have a Raw Women's title match at WrestleMania. Asuka. I'm guessing Asuka versus somebody. I was kind of hoping. Here's something I wish that happened, because even on the pre-show last night, they were talking up Lacey wasn't going to be on the show, and that they were looking, who was Asuka going to face? Well, she faced no one. What I hope happens is maybe at Fastlane, Charlotte beats Asuka. Maybe Charlotte will turn on Asuka tonight during their title match. Then Charlotte challenges Asuka at Fastlane. Then the following night on Raw, you get "This Is My Brutality" blaring over the speaker system. Rhea Ripley, fresh off of her call-up. We haven't seen her since the Royal Rumble, but Rhea Ripley apparently now is a member of Raw. Rhea Ripley challenges Charlotte to a WWE Raw Women's title match at WrestleMania. And they finally do what they should have done last year and give Rhea Ripley the win over Charlotte. After losing to Charlotte last year at WrestleMania, Rhea kind of went on a slump. She kind of fell off the map for a while, kind of got lost in the mix. It took the wind out of her sails, and she even talked openly about it in one of the 24/7 documentaries on the WWE Network. Charlotte doesn't need another WrestleMania win at all. I think the right thing would do is to have Charlotte put over Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's title. Have a star-making performance from both of them. Charlotte could lose the match, make a star out of Rhea Ripley, set Rhea Ripley off on a big path. And then Charlotte will be able to she'll be right back in the mix because it's Charlotte Flair. That's just how it goes. The other thing to consider maybe for Raw is Becky Lynch. I haven't really heard anything as to what her timetable would be as far as a return. Again, she gave birth, her and Seth Rollins, to their daughter back in December. So she's had about 2 months to recover from giving birth. Now, whether or not she'll be physically and mentally ready to go at WrestleMania, we'll find out. Maybe we'll get something tonight on Raw. But they could even make it a triple threat with Becky, Charlotte, and Rhea Ripley. And then you have Rhea go over, and then it's really a star-making performance. You really set her up with the big WrestleMania win. But I don't think anything happens with Asuka. She's kind of been an afterthought in the grand scheme of things, unfortunately. Got a bunch of people in here in the chat. I know DJ's in here. Anybody else, say hi in the chat. Give the video a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm to help us get seen by more people on YouTube. Love having you guys here. We're about 5 minutes away from Raw going on the air. I was going to play my Eddie Guerrero video, but I guess I'll save that for tomorrow. If you haven't seen it already, just dropped the Legends Series 8 Eddie Guerrero. I can grab him real quick right here. I'm Your Papi, Latino Heat. Figure unboxing just dropped on the channel yesterday afternoon. Right before the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So check that video out. 50 by the end of February. That's right, DJ. We're on the drive to 50 subs in the next 6 days. We're at 39 right now. So hopefully just keep plugging, putting the content out. Shout out to my friend Hannah for sharing the live stream post on Facebook. Thank you, Hannah. She is always comes through. Great friend, always sharing the post. Always helpful. And she's commenting, tagging her friends in it too. So thank you, Hannah. Hey, Terry, what's going on, man? Great. Been lurking, dope figure. Thank you. It's kind of weird. Like, I made the YouTube channel as a way to do, like, figure unboxing videos. I had posted a lot to the Facebook page last year, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this to YouTube. It's a lot more fun on YouTube. And I had a lot of plans to do other wrestling content, but it seems it's just like live streams and wrestling figures. I'm a toy head. If we can get to 50, I want to do a full collection video. You kind of see part of it here. Here, I'll move the camera a little bit so you can kind of see. Here's my wrestling shelf up here. I got Funko Pops up top, a shelf of women, Legends, NXT, and then some of my favorites here. I got some here on the desk with me. And then here's another little. You guys get literally a peek behind the curtain. My wall of Funko Pops. Terry, I'm one of Hannah's friends. I thought your name looked familiar. I think I've seen you tagged in her and Steven's post. So I was like, I think this is the same guy. I'm pretty sure. But you can see I got my wall of Funko Pops to go through. They're like 3 deep, 3 high. I've got wrestling figures over here that you can't see. I've got Marvel figures over here you can't see. I've got Star Wars stuff and Hulk stuff back here. A lot of crazy figures. I'm a toy head. Plus, I've got a tote that's got over 200 Marvel Universe figures, a little 3 3/4 inch Marvel Universe figures. That was my first hardcore collecting as an adult. And I've got a tote of nothing but Power Rangers stuff. Yes, I'm a near 40-year-old Power Rangers mark. Don't judge me. But let's flip the channel here to USA Network. we'll see what we start off Raw with. Summer Collection IG, pretty awesome, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tara. My stepmom used to joke and call me a 10-year-old with the driver's license, which I think would be a great shirt. Maybe I'll make a shirt, 10-year-old with the driver's license, because I love my toys. I'm a Toys R Us kid at heart. I love my wrestling figures. And the best part is my girlfriend, Jennifer, who you've probably heard on some of the podcasts before, seen her in some of the Fig Hunt videos. She is all for it. She's a big Harry Potter nerd, so her and I are now on a Harry Potter wand kick. Plus, she buys those mystery bags, the pop culture mystery bags from Target. Terry says, I've been listening to the Major Wrestling Figure Pod since the day it dropped, but haven't collected anything since recently. I love the Major Brothers. I love Matt and Brian. I love their YouTube stuff, their Fig Hunts. The show they had on the WWE Network, Figure It Out, I thought was great. Those guys are awesome. I'm in their Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group. You have to be a member of their Patreon group, but it is totally worth it. I do have myself a catch, and I don't know if she's creeping in here. Sometimes she lurks in the live streams too. So if you're in here, Jen, I do have a catch. She's not as big a toy head as I am, but she does, like I said, she gets those mystery bags you find at Target over in the NECA section. Like the superhero, the pop culture, they have horror. She likes collecting those. I got her the little mystery Harry Potter wand boxes for Valentine's Day, and then we went out to Walmart last week on a impromptu middle of the week Fig Hunt, and she saw them, so she picked them up on her own. So she is now in the toy game a little bit. She also collected the McFarlane Game of Thrones figures, the dragons. I got her a couple of the dragons from Game of Thrones. Then she started hunting them on her own, and then I've got her a Jon and a Daenerys figure because she is my Khaleesi. She actually has a Khaleesi tattoo, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to get her to come on the stream with me one night. So maybe one night we'll get her and I in here. We'll do a couple stream, talking wrestling, talking toys, because she supports it, because she's one of those things, and I think this is a great thing. If you can find someone who supports your passion, you can't go wrong there. She knows that when I need to adult and make sure all my bills are paid, I'm good. But then if I have a little money left over at the end of the day, it's all about the figs and the toys. It's all about the hunt. Her and I love going on toy hunts. We just take a long car ride somewhere. All it takes is a small bite before she gets hooked. Yes. And that's what it was. It was those Game of Thrones dragons. And then she got her first mystery bag, and that's pretty much all she wrote. She loves the mystery bags. And we're getting, we'll sit here with Raw for a couple minutes before I end the stream. Chat's going good tonight. DJ, Terry, thank you guys for being a part of it here. We're getting a recap of Elimination Chamber. Now, Raw's kicking off. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit. I don't want it too loud. I don't want it to come across YouTube and get the video flag. But it looks like we are kicking off with the Bobby figure. Your new WWE Champion, The Miz. I had to take the belt off of Drew and put it on The Miz. I need the Morrison. There's a John Morrison figure out, one of the newer Elite series, with that look that he's got right now. And I would love to get my hands on that John Morrison. That's one that it's on my wish list. And here comes the A-lister. After I ended the stream last night, I was talking to Jen, and I had told her, I said, I kind of wish WWE would do a custom belt for The Miz. Keep it exactly like it is, but just turn the W upside down so it's an M. It'd be the WWE Championship, but it's like a custom Miz belt with just the M upside down. Because I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of him wearing the belt upside down or holding it upside down like he had, before. Yeah, 4 people in the chat. What is good? We're live. Raw is just coming on the air. Brand new WWE Champion The Miz is coming to the ring, and my lights are screwed up here. My remote control to my TV is on the same frequency as the remote that controls my LED lights. DJ, it is weird to see The Miz with a title. This is 10 years after, his first run as WWE Championship. Terry says, that would be dope, and it sure would summer. I would buy something like that. I think that would be cool as hell. Because it's all about the toys. I mean, it's licensing agreements. There would be people out there that would buy Miz merch with the upside down W in the logo. Because if you notice the microphones they have during Miz TV, it's the standard WWE logo on the mic flipped upside down to form an M. See, my lights are going. I'm trying to change the volume. Thank you, Louie, for sharing. Louie always comes through, too. Appreciate you, Louie. I don't know if you ever pop in anytime, but appreciate you sharing the stream stuff as well. I have a feeling we could see maybe some Lashley coming out here and interrupting because Miz hasn't beat Lashley yet. They sold that Fiend belt for a crazy price point. I'm sure they can manage the Miz, but yes, if you order the actual custom belt, it was great. I can't remember the guy's name. Maybe you know it. Added in the chat there. The artist. It was like a $5,000 belt if you order the authentic one. They did sell the replicas for like the normal replica price around like $300 or something, I think like that. But an actual authentic copy of that Fiend belt. And it is this Fiend belt for anybody not aware watching live here. It comes with the Fiend Ultimate Edition figure. Went for like $5,000. It's why it's nice to have the toys handy as a visual representation. I like having a little setup here. I usually try to grab some of the newer figs and set them up. Tom Savini, thank you. You haven't seen the figure unboxing for these guys is coming to the channel soon. Got the Viking Raiders. These are 2 of the sickest figures I have seen. So good. Way too overpriced for a gimmick. Yes, I agree. But sadly, there are people out there that will pay that money. I don't know how many people actually ordered it. A setup tour, DJ. I would love to do a setup tour. I've actually thought about doing that at some point. Showing, because you just see what's on the screen here. What I see is completely different. Maybe I'll post a little teaser over to Instagram here in a few minutes. I'll take a picture of what you guys see versus what I see right now, because I got lights and figures, and here comes Bobby Lashley. Toy version gets the point across just fun. I agree. I wish they would kind of do like a little mini about like the toy kids belts you can buy for like $20 retail. I wish they would have done one of those with the Fiend belt, because I would have bought it and it would be hanging up. Because as you can see over here, let me turn the camera slightly. I've got my classic the classic block style logo, like from the 80s. The white my favorite version of the IC title, but I like the black strap better. And the WWE Championship. Need to see that Star Wars. My Star Wars collection, honestly, is pretty weak. I have a few figures in a box somewhere. Mainly what I have Star Wars out in the room now is all of Grogu stuff. I've got the plush that everybody was looking for last spring that people were selling for like $60 online. I found them actually my friend Chris found them retail for me. And then I've got the mini pop, and then I've got the giant 10-inch Grogu pop. They're over on the dresser. I think I have some their Power of the Force toys, like from episode 1, that I bought at a Goodwill in a lot for just a few bucks. I've tried to avoid the Black Series, but they are starting to suck me into wanting to buy Black Series figures. I know I'm going off on a toy rant during a wrestling show, but it's all... Maybe what I'll do is Thursday. Maybe Thursday will be a toy chat. Since I don't stream on Thursday, we can talk toys. Maybe we'll see how things go. It's nice to have a night off during the week. I work 2 jobs, and then I come home and do YouTube stuff, and I've got the podcast. So it's like having a third job. So Thursdays is a nice night off. I get up early on Saturday mornings, drive down into Leesburg, Virginia, which is about half an hour from me, because that's about the only place that has wrestling figures anymore. And actually, speaking of that, my friend Chris just he texted me yesterday. Him and his girlfriend yesterday afternoon rode down to a Walmart, and found the Chase Chris Jericho Series 1 AEW, which is the second one that he's found. I'll be there. I'm off on Thursday. Cool. Maybe we'll see how things go. Maybe not this week because I've already got stuff going Thursday because it's my one normal night off. But maybe Thursdays we'll make it a toy chat, and who knows? Maybe one day this channel will get so big I'll have to branch off and be like toys with fans or some crazy shit like that, or wrestling with toys or something. It'll all be all about the toys because toys they're crazy. Uh-oh. So it looks like we might be getting Lashley and Miz. Oh boy. Looks like we are getting Lashley and Miz. Good shit. Good shit. So while I got a couple of you guys in here, I see there are 4 people in the chat. Here's something that I've tried. Maybe we'll do something like this. See how you guys like it. I set this up a couple weeks ago. I had a little chat window to the screen to be over here. See how you guys like that. I didn't really get a chance to customize it too much, but it's pretty simple. Just add a little chat window in there. Keep the chat rolling. We got the new U.S. champion. Bruh. I need to get that new U.S. title. I don't know if that's coming on a figure soon or not, but I need that I need that belt. There's a place on eBay that sells some cool printed on like cardstock belts. You can get every WWE championship. And there goes Matt Riddle. I'm going to put my other fiend in here in the shot. It's like $50, but it's like 25 or 26 belts. You get every belt from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and NXT UK. But Guys, it is 8:13. We're at our first commercial break in Raw, and I think this is a good point to end the stream. You guys know the schedule, but if there's anybody in here who's not familiar with it, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7:30 to 8 p.m. Eastern, previewing Raw, AEW Dynamite, NXT, and SmackDown, respectively. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern till around 9 p.m. Eastern, it's a live recording of the Wrestling with Fans podcast. And all my lights are screwing up, and it's screwing up. I need to figure out something with these lights. That's what I need to do. And if you haven't done so already, facebook.com/wrestling with fans. Super click that like button. That is the catch-all for everything Wrestling with Fans. If you're watching live, you already know about the YouTube channel. I don't need to go into that, but we are on the drive to 50 subscribers, hopefully by the end of September. My goal at the end of December was 25. It didn't quite hit it, so if we don't hit it, it's all good. We're still growing, and I appreciate Terry and DJ for being in the chat with me tonight. We're over on Twitch too, twitch.tv/wrestling with fans. I try to stream on weekends when I have time playing. Lately, it's been Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. But I got some, I want to play some WWE 2K on stream. I think that would be kind of fun. Of course, over on Instagram, Wrestling with Fans. Give us a follow. And for you guys, DJ, since you brought up the setup tour, what I will do is I will take a picture when I end the stream of what I see from where I'm sitting in my seat, and I'll post it over to Instagram. Just kind of a teaser. Maybe we'll do a full setup video as well once we hit 50 subs. And of course, if you want to listen to the show, you can find us wherever you get your podcast fix. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher. Just search Wrestling with Fans podcast. All right, gentlemen, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys again for joining me. DJ, Terry, always a pleasure having you in the chat. Hopefully, I will see you all tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're recording this week's edition of the podcast. I'll probably be talking about the Elimination Chamber in a little more in-depth. I did touch on it a little bit tonight. We'll break down the whole pay-per-view and maybe early look at some potential WrestleMania matchups. I know we still got Fastlane to go, but maybe we can fantasy book a couple WrestleMania matches while we're at it. But that's going to do it for the stream. Thank you all for watching. Terry, you have a good night too, man. Appreciate having you in here. DJ, you as well. Like I said, DJ, when you and your boys get your podcast up and ready, let me know. I'll be happy to plug in here. You've always been a pleasure to have in the chats. I'd love to help you out as well. But that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Once again, my name is Kyle. We'll see you next week. Right here. We'll see you tomorrow night, actually. Right here on YouTube. This has been Wrestling with Fans. Peace.